You directed Naked Gun by yourself without the brothers.
Yeah,
without your brother or Jim.
Turns out I didn't need those guys. Whoever would have thought? I was the genius. Anyways, I don't want to go into that, but by that time, Jerry wanted to do kind of semi-serious movies,
Okay.
and Jim wanted to do another movie. And I mean, Naked Gun was always my first love.
Sure.
I loved doing Police Squad. I knew it wasn't right for TV, so I really wanted to do it as a movie.
I remember the thing about that back then is now, by the way, today that would never last on today's TV either, even less episodes, because you have to pay attention to the screen when you're watching the TV show.
Right. Well, Tony Thermopolis,
That sounds like a made-up name.
Really an actual real name. He's lying. But at the time, it was a great quote. He said, Police Squad didn't work because you had to watch it.
Yes.
And that was the exact word.
It's so true.
And we had a meeting with him, and we actually felt bad for him because he kind of pleaded with us to put a laugh track on it. But, we couldn't do it.
No, I'm glad you did it.
No, you can't. We can't admit that it's supposed to be funny.
All those sight gags, the same thing as if you like Airplane, Naked Gun, because remember the one guy, like, hey, the tall guy that exceeded
Al
the screen, Al, he would exceed the screen. You just see like from him here to here down.
We did the joke again. I mean, all our favorite jokes we did in Naked Gun.
Yes.
Police Squad.
Did you do the thing? Oh, you got something on your lip. Oh, other side. And then half a banana falls down.
Yeah.
You want this, Chief?
Yes, thank you, Al.
There's something on the side of your mouth, Al. No, the other side.
As you requested, Frank, we took some fibrous samples from Nordberg's jacket.
And the guy looks at it.
Hilarious.
It's just like
It's great.
And the other gag we did was they go from one room to another, and Leslie walks on the outside,
Yes.
and the other guy walks through the door.
Yes. I mean,
They
this
like
is
walk
great.
around the set. The trick is not to call.
You
attention
don't call
to it.
attention to it. You just do it. And the people watching like, what
And
the?
let the people figure. That's why. What are we gonna do? Put a laugh track on that?
You can't, because the whole thing has to be a laugh track.
Right. Yeah.
It's not going to work with it. Speaking of laughter, you cast OJ in how many things?
3. But I don't like to talk about it because all I'll say is that, last time I saw him was at the wrap party of the last Naked Gun.
Yes.
We shook hands, said goodbye. I sold him my knife collection, and that was the end. I never saw him again.
Yeah.
I was actually always afraid. He lived in LA for a couple of years. So I was afraid that I would go up to a stoplight and there would be OJ, and he goes, he recognizes me. He says, hey, Dave, what am I going to do? Hey, Juice, nice murders.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't know. I didn't want to run into him.
Yeah, I don't want to run into him. No, it's true. When I saw the trailer to Naked Gun, when I watched it on TV, and its ending of it was the OJ going down in the wheelchair down there, popping up. I lost it. I broke blood vessels, and I said, oh my God, this is going to be, this is going to be the next funniest movie ever. Like, subscribe, comment.
It wasn't a matter of Elvis. It was a matter of she had that name, Presley. So that was sexy. It was Priscilla Presley.
Yeah.
But more than that, she was good. I mean, she was a good actress and convincing.
She was giving me a look I could feel in my hip pocket. Yep. This was starting to get interesting.
I never had to direct her. I mean, that performance is all her. All my work came, with Leslie or Robert Goulet or Ricardo. Everybody else I was.
Wow, really?
Had to
all those pros, you had to tell them, you got to do it.
But Priscilla was always Priscilla, and I never had to say anything. I mean, in the first table read, she was very nervous and uncomfortable, and she came up to me and said, I'm not comfortable with this because I don't think I can be funny. And I said, oh, don't worry about it. You don't have to be funny. And I said to her for the first time, what I said to many actors since then is let the lines do the work.
What is Leslie Nielsen? What was he like off camera, on camera? Was he like, I know he became a prankster.
Yeah, great sense of humor. Nice guy. Never got into any moods or anything. And he had this little fart machine that he brought on set. Everybody started using it. We talk about it in the book, how everybody on the crew started using it. Finally, the assistant director had to say, all right, enough. You're not going to do it. He would do it with Bob Hayes right while he was saying a serious line.
Oh, really?
And then Leslie would, and Bob couldn't get through a scene.
Like, subscribe, comment. What was the toughest scene to shoot in Naked Gun?
I'll tell you right away, the baseball scene was the most complicated
Wow.
because we didn't have 30,000 extras.
Right,
You know,
right,
we had
right.
12 or something, or 30.
Right.
And so before we started shooting the whole movie, we went to Dodger Stadium.
Okay.
And we took pictures in the aspect ratio of what the movie was,
Right.
and of every shot. And then my assistant director, John Kretschmer, would figure out how many extras we would need, and like using a long lens for the
Okay,
shot.
yeah.
And of course, we went with the Bobby Stevens, the director of
Yep.
photography. Yeah, another guy who I called Bob.
Yeah, a lot of these Bobs.
Yeah, a lot of Bobs. Yeah,
Oh, that's really interesting.
yeah. I didn't call him by his real name.
Probably resents you for that, by
Yeah.
the way. He's like
No, he
disrespecting
was
me.
a prince. It was just everybody's been really nice. Yeah, I mean,
And so-
I've dealt with many great people.
But none of it's rubbed off on you.
No.
This is top secret
Because,
we're talking about here.
one lesson we learned is to, a movie has to be a comedy. Even the craziest comedy needs to be grounded in reality.
I still personally, and a lot of people feel that Top Secret is so underrated because it was so funny with so many gags. Again, you watch that movie, you cannot not laugh.
Yeah,
throughout the whole movie
it
also.
is possibly the funniest movie we ever made. But, I think we learned a lesson. Well, we took the wrong lesson from Airplane, and that is to just pack 85 minutes with jokes. And
Yes.
you got it. But we neglected to realize that Arthur Haley wrote that plot and characters.
Oh, yes.
So we went on a Top Secret. We filled, the requisite 85 minutes with jokes,
Yep.
and the audience leaves, and it's like, they had fun during the movie, but Alex Karras, he was the tackle for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
And he wrote a book, and he said they used to play the Packers and the Lombardi Packers, and they would be beating the shit out of the Packers for the whole 3 hours. But then they'd look up at the scoreboard in the end and find, wait a minute, we lost.
Oh,
That was,
yeah,
and I
that's right. That's right.
I
Yeah,
always think about that.
yeah.
And that's what happened with Top Secret. We're winning.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
but you need that character thing. But we learned that, we did that in all the Naked Guns.
Yeah.
And all the scary movies.
Like, subscribe, comment,